Hello viewers, in this video, I am going to cover Options tab, under File menu. Let's begin. I am going to click on File menu and Options tab. In General tab, there are 4 sections. First section is User Interface Options. Second section is when creating new workbooks. Third section is Personalize your copy of Microsoft Office. Fourth section is Startup Options. Let's begin with first section. That is User Interface Options. First option is Show Mini Toolbar on selection. If we select this option, Mini Toolbar will be shown when we select some content in document with quick access to formatting tools. Second option is Show Quick Analysis Options on selection. Third option is Enable Live Preview. If we select this option, we can see preview of different font, highlight color, just by hovering mouse over options. Next option is Screen Tip Style, which is used to get the tips when we hover mouse on different components. Under Screen Tip Style there are 3 options. First option is Show Feature Descriptions in Screen Tips. Second option is Don't Show Feature Descriptions in Screen Tips. Third option is Don't Show Screen Tips. Next section is when creating new workbooks. We can set default font, font size. Under Default View for new sheets, we have Normal View, Page Break Preview and Page Layout View. Also, we can include number of sheets specified. Next section is Personalize your copy of Microsoft Office. We can provide username. We can select the option, Always use these values regardless of sign-in to Office. We can set Office background and Office themes from list, which are also available under File menu, Account tab. Next section is Startup Options. Options available are: Tell me if Microsoft Excel isn't the default program for viewing and editing spreadsheets, and show the start screen when this application starts. Next tab is Formulas. There are 4 sections. First section is Calculation Options. Second section is Working with Formulas. Third section is Error Checking. Fourth section is Error Checking Rules. Let's begin with first section. That is Calculation Options. Under Workbook Calculation, options are Automatic, automatic except for data tables. Manual. Under Manual we can recalculate workbook before saving. We can enable iterative calculation and set maximum iterations and maximum changes. Next section is Working with Formulas. We can enable our 1C1 reference style, enable formula autocomplete, use table names and formulas, and use getPivotData functions for pivot table references. Next section is Error Checking. We can enable background error checking and set color to indicate errors. Also, we can reset ignored errors. Next section is Error Checking Rules. Options available are: cells containing formulas that result in an error, inconsistent calculated column formula in tables, cells containing years represented as 2 digits, numbers formatted as text or preceded by an apostrophe, formulas inconsistent with other formulas in the region, formulas which omit cells in a region, unlocked cells containing formulas, formulas referring to empty cells, and data entered in a table is invalid. Next tab is Proofing. There are 2 sections. First section is Autocorrect Options. Second section is when correcting spelling in Microsoft Office programs. Let's begin with first section, that is Autocorrect Options. Under Autocorrect Options, there are 4 tabs. That is Autocorrect, Auto Format as you type, Actions, and Math Autocorrect. Under Autocorrect tab, the options available are Show Autocorrect Options buttons, Correct to initial capitals, Capitalize first letter of sentences, Capitalize names of days, Correct accidental usage of caps lock key, Replace text as you type. We can add or remove text to replace with some other text in the list. Next tab is Auto Format as you type. Under Replace as you type, we can replace internet and network paths with hyperlink. Under Apply as you work, we can include new rows and columns in table. Under Automatically as you work, we can fill formulas in tables to create calculated columns. Next tab is Actions. In this tab we can enable additional actions in the right-click menu. Next tab is Math Autocorrect. We can select Replace text as you type, and add or remove text from list, and replace some text with symbols. Next section is when correcting spelling in Microsoft Office programs. Options available are Ignore words in uppercase, Ignore words that contain numbers, Ignore internet and file addresses, Flag repeated words, Enforce accented uppercase in French, Suggest from main dictionary only. Under Custom Dictionaries, we can edit word list, change default, create new dictionary list, add dictionary list, remove dictionary list, and add dictionary path by clicking on Browse. Also, we can set dictionary language. We can set French modes and Spanish modes. Also, we can choose dictionary language. Next tab is Save. There are 4 sections. First section is Save Workbooks. Second section is Auto Recover Exceptions. Third section is Offline Editing Options for Document Management Server Files. Fourth section is Preserve Visual Appearance of the Workbook. Let's begin with first section, that is Save Workbooks. We can select the format to save the files. We can set auto recovery time in minutes. And we can keep the last auto-saved version if Workbook is closed without saving. We can define auto recovery file location. Other options are: don't show the backstage when opening or saving files. Show additional places for saving, even if sign-in may be required. Save to computer by default. We can set default local file location and default personal template location. Next section is Auto Recover Exceptions, which we can set for Open Workbooks. Also, we can select the option Disable Auto Recover for this workbook only. Next section is Offline Editing Options for Document Management Server Files. We can save server checked out file to the server drafts location on computer or Office document cache. We can also define server drafts location. Next section is Preserve Visual Appearance of the Workbook. We can choose what colors will be seen in previous versions of Excel. Next tab is Language. There are 2 sections. First section is Choose Editing Languages. Second section is Choose Display and Help Languages. Let's begin with first section, that is Choose Editing Language. We can add additional language, remove, and set default language. Also, we can select the option Let me know when I should download additional proofing tools. Next section is Choose Display and Help Languages. We can set default for Display Language and Help Language. Next tab is Advanced. First section is Editing Options. Options available are, after pressing Enter, Move selection with directions, that is, down, right, up and left. We can automatically insert a decimal point and set default places. We can enable fill handle and cell drag and drop, and alert before overwriting cells. We can allow editing directly in cells. We can extend data range formats and formulas. We can enable automatic percent entry. We can enable autocomplete for cell values and automatically flash fills. We can zoom on roll with IntelliMouse. We can alert the user when potentially time-consuming operation occurs. When particular number of cells in thousands is affected, we can use system separators, that is decimal separator and thousands separator. Under cursor movement, options available are logical or visual. We can also disable automatic hyperlinks on screenshots. Next section is cut, copy and paste. Options available are Show Paste Options button when content is pasted. Show Insert Options buttons. Cut, copy and sort inserted objects with apparent cells. Next section is Pen. We can use Pen to select and interact with content by default. Next section is Image Size and Quality, which we can set for open workbooks. Options available are Discard editing data, do not compress images in file, and set default resolution with different resolutions, that is high fidelity, 330 ppi, 220 ppi, 150 ppi and 96 ppi. Next section is Print. We can use high quality mode for graphics. Next section is Chart. Options available are Show chart element names on hover, show data point values on hover, properties follow chart data point for all new workbooks. We can select current workbook, and we can select properties follow chart data points for current workbook. Next section is Display. Options available are we can set number of recent workbooks to show. We can set number of recent workbooks to access quickly. Set number of recent unpin recent folders to show. Show ruler units with options. Default units, inches, centimeters and millimeters. We can show formula bar. Show function screen tips. Disable hardware graphics acceleration. For cells with comments we can show no comments or indicators only and comments on hover, or comments and indicators. We can set default direction, that is right to left, or left to right. Next section is Display Options for this workbook, which we can set for open workbooks. Options available are Show horizontal scroll bar, show vertical scroll bar, show sheet tabs, group dates in the auto filter menu. For objects to show, we can select all or nothing, that is hide objects. Next section is Display Options for Worksheet. We can set it for open worksheets. Options available are Show row and column headers, show formulas in cells instead of their calculated results, show sheet right to left, show page breaks, show a zero in cell that have zero value, show outline symbols if an outline is applied, show grid lines, and set grid line color. Next section is Formulas. We can enable multi-threaded calculations. Under number of calculated threads, we can use all processors on computer, or set manual number of processors. We can allow user-defined XLL functions to run on a computer cluster. and we can define cluster type. Next section is when calculating this workbook, which we can set for open workbooks. Options available are: update links to other documents, set precision as displayed, use 1904 date system, and save external links. Next section is general. Options available are: provide feedback with sound, provide feedback with animation, ignore other applications that use dynamic data exchange, that is DDE, ask to update automatic links, show add-in user interface errors, scale content for A4 paper sizes. We can set the location to open files from its startup. Under Web Options, there are 6 tabs. Under General tab, Compatibility Options are: save any additional hidden data necessary to maintain formulas, and load pictures from web pages not created in Excel. Under Browsers tab, we can select target browsers from list, that is Microsoft Internet Explorer 3, Netscape Navigator 3 or later, Microsoft Internet Explorer 4, Netscape Navigator 4 or later, Microsoft Internet Explorer 4 or later, Microsoft Internet Explorer 5 or later, Microsoft Internet Explorer 6 or later. Other options are: allow PNG as the graphics format, rely on CSS for font formatting, rely on VML for displaying graphics in browsers, save new web pages as single file web pages. Next tab is Files. Under File Names and Locations, options available are: organize supporting files in a folder, use long file names whenever possible, update links on save. Under Default Editor, options available are: check if Office is the default editor for web pages created in Office. Next tab is Pictures. We can set screen size and pixels per inch for target monitor. Next tab is Encoding. We can set encoding while reloading current document or while saving the document, with different encodings from the list. Also, we can always save the web pages in the default encoding. Next tab is Fonts. Under Default Fonts, we can select Character Set, set proportional font and size, fixed width font and size. We can enable multi-threaded processing. Also, we can create lists for use in sort and fill sequences. Next section is Data. Options available are: disable undo for large pivot table refresh operations to reduce refresh time, and disable undo for pivot tables at least with particular number of data source rows in thousands specified. Prefer the Excel data model when creating pivot tables, query tables and data connections. Disable undo for large data model operations, and set number for model size and MB to disable undo for model operations. Enable data analysis add-ins, Power Pivot, Power View and Power Map. Ask before adding a feature that would block Excel 2013 from loading or refreshing the data model. Next section is Lotus Compatibility. We can set Microsoft Excel menu key and select transition navigation keys. Next section is Lotus Compatibility Settings, which we can apply for open worksheets. Options available are: Transition Formula Evaluation and Transition Formula Entry. Next tab is Customize Ribbon. We can choose commands. Customize ribbon by adding new tab, new group, rename, adding, or removing commands. Reset customizations with options. that is Reset Only Selected Ribbon tab, and Reset All Customizations. Under Import or Export, we can import customization file, or export all customizations. Next tab is Quick Access Toolbar. We can select commands from list, add it to Quick Access Toolbar, or remove it from Quick Access Toolbar. Under Customizations, we can reset only Quick Access Toolbar, or reset all customizations. Under Import or Export, we can import customization file, or export all customizations. Also, we can show Quick Access Toolbar below or above the ribbon. Next tab is Add-ins. We can see all the add-ins and manage add-ins. Next tab is Trust Center. Under Trust Center Settings, first tab is Trusted Publishers. We can view or remove trusted publishers. Next tab is Trusted Locations. We can add new location, remove, or modify locations. Also, we can allow trusted locations on network and disable all trusted locations. Next tab is Trusted Documents. We can allow documents on a network to be trusted and disable trusted documents. Also, we can clear all trusted documents so that they are no longer trusted. Next tab is Trusted Add-ins Catalogs. We can block any web add-ins to start, and also web add-ins from Office Store. We can add catalog to Trusted Catalog table, remove, or clear catalogs. Next tab is Add-ins. Options available are: require application add-ins to be signed by trusted publisher, disable notification for unsigned add-ins, disable all application add-ins. Next tab is ActiveX Settings. Options available are: disable all controls without notification, prompt me before enabling unsafe for initialization controls with additional restrictions and safe for initialization controls with minimal restrictions. Prompt me before enabling all controls with minimal restrictions. Enable all controls without restrictions and without prompting. Also, we can enable safe mode. Next tab is Macro Settings. Options available are: disable all macros without notification, disable all macros with notification, disable all macros except digitally signed macros, enable all macros. Also, we can enable trust access to VBA project object model. Next tab is Protected View. Options available are: enable protected view for files originating from the Internet, enable protected view for files located in potentially unsafe locations, enable protected view for Outlook attachments. Next tab is Message Bar. Under Message Bar Settings for all Office Applications section, options available are: show the message bar in all applications when active content, such as ActiveX controls and macros, has been blocked. Never show information about blocked content. Also, we can show policy tips in message bar. Turning this off will disable all policy tips unless your organization requires it. Also, we can enable Trust Center logging. Next tab is External Content. Under Security Settings for Data Connections, options available are: enable all data connections, prompt user about data connections, disable all data connections. Under Security Settings for Workbook links, options available are: enable automatic update for all workbook links, prompt user on automatic update for workbook links, disable automatic update for workbook links. Next tab is File Block Settings. We can select Open or Save for different file types. If we select Open, Excel blocks that particular file type or opens it in protected view. If we select Save, Excel prevents saving in that particular file type. Open behavior for selected file types are: do not open selected file types. Open selected file types in protected view. Open selected file types in protected view and allow editing. Also, we can restore defaults. Next tab is Privacy Options. Under Privacy Options section, options available are: send personal information to Microsoft to make improvement to Office. Let Office connect to online services from Microsoft to provide functionality that's relevant to your usage and preferences. Under Document Specific Settings, we can remove personal information from file properties on save. Also, we can use Document Inspector to inspect content in document. Under Research and References section, we can use Translation Options and Research Options. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can buy eBook on Microsoft Excel Interview Questions from the Amazon link given in the description below. Please like this video, click on subscribe button and hit the bell icon, so that you won't miss any video updates. Thanks for watching this video.